and generate. Oh, come on. All right, maybe it has something to do with some funkiness in here. So let's look at the scene. And we're going to get meshes. Meshes be really important. I did something stupid. Never do what I did, chat. Unity will not like it. Punished for it. Not waiting. Just gonna kill it. Go away. Okay. Oh, I opened the wrong project. Oh, but I did want to check. Since I was in here. Oh, I didn't save. I thought I saved it. I guess I didn't save it. What did I want to check? I wanted to check settings. Renderer. Just said mobile. Yeah, I wish. Okay. We're back. Oh, we didn't switch this? We may not have. Do a new adaptive. Oh, we did. We turned that off. Right, we did that. And then we added a adaptive. said we want it to be scene and bake, and we still get the stupid error. So then I wanted to go into these. Because I wanted to check how these were imported. These. Yes, that's the thing. Generate, not all of these have. And I want to say generate light map UVs. Apply. I want to make sure everything in the scene has light map UVs generated. Don't know how to do that efficiently. I guess it's models, FBX. That's a model. Okay, so model. I'll look for all the static meshes. Hopefully this should be good. Before I selected the wrong stuff. A lot. Hopefully this won't crash Unity. Unity. Spectrum window. Okay, so then uncheck that. Come on, uncheck it. Okay, it's set to checked. So we click up. Oh, no, checked. Check and then apply, and hopefully this doesn't break Unity. I mean, for the most part, that's how we all have to kind of operate. There's only so much. I mean, it's one of the problems I have with game dev in general, like the whole game dev journey, is that I feel like it's the type of thing you kind of need to apprentice with. You need somebody who's like gone through it and has learned things and can teach you and show you, like mentors. You need mentors. And because it's a notoriously hard job to get into, you know, and I think, you know, back in the day, people, you know, and not too long ago, we're talking like 20, more like 40 years, 30, 40 years, that like it really, people had to figure stuff out. and you had to really know what you were doing. And it was probably really, really smart people that, started the industry. But now, because of all the tools, everyone can kind of get their hands on it. But there's not a lot of people willing to teach people, because it's like if you didn't suffer like they did, then it's almost like you're not worthy. And I hate that attitude so much. I hate that attitude. Like it's like if you're not passionate or you're not dedicated enough, then you're somehow unworthy of pursuing the same career or the same path as other people. And I hate that attitude that some people have. I've met a lot of people like that, sadly. Not everyone has the same time to dedicate, or even the same skill level. I mean, there are some people that they're never going to reach that skill level, and it's okay. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be allowed to create, or make something, or shouldn't be allowed to try. Yeah, it is. But sometimes it's nice to be able to talk to somebody or talk to a group, post your question, not feel like an idiot, not be embarrassed, not get shot down when you ask a simple question. Yeah, some people don't like to get their hands dirty. So just so you guys know, if you're working in Unity and you ever have lighting issues on your models, Unity has this little button here, generate UV, light map UVs. I had an issue on one of my maps where the lighting was mess. I actually reached out to Lana to help me with it. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Can you help? And she said that based on her experience, it looked like the UV light, the light map UVs were undone. And I was like, okay, or not done properly. I said, okay, I'm not a modeler. How do I fix that? She said, well, you can bring it into Blender or do something, or you can try this little tick box. So I tried this little tick box and it worked, which is great because I didn't want to have to go into Blender and figure out how to do all that crap, especially because it was assets that I did. You get hit by a bus, then it's their problem. You have bigger problems. You got hit by a bus. I get the same question at work all the time. I'm a subject matter expert on my team. And I get the question of like, well, what happens if, you get hit by a bus tomorrow? It's like, first of all, stop wishing that I get hit by a bus. Second of all, this is what you pay me for. Like, you pay me to be an expert. You don't pay me to make other people experts. You pay me to be the expert. Why would I want to make somebody else an expert? I have a different opinion when it comes to hobbies, but I know that sounds contradictory, but I think it's different when it's the job you're paid for versus a community of people doing the same thing. Ugh. I also think it's different too to like have expertise on something. Like I like to share my knowledge at work, but like it's one of those weird situations where it's like, well, you need this thing done ASAP, but you want me to cross train people so that they can do it in case something happens to me. Which is fair, but at the same time, I could do it a lot faster. So do you want it done fast or do you want it done by somebody else? It's usually the question I have with my superiors. Yeah, I just want to eat the fish. Yeah. It's very true. Happens. I think that's part of it. I don't mind helping people that want to learn, that are eager to learn. It's different when people are not eager to learn. If they're excited to learn and they want to grasp the concepts, I have no problem sitting down with somebody and sharing that. But when it's like when it's like, oh, you know, we have to cross train everybody on the team and they have to know everything, and we know that, you know that somebody isn't going to be all that interested and you're just kind of wasting your time, it kind of sucks the fun out of it. I like being excited about stuff. I think that's why like the community aspect of certain things are fun. Like when I get involved in communities, it's fun because it's like everyone's there to have fun, to learn something, to be active, an active participant, and not just like because they have to be there. Which is why it sucks is when you have certain personalities that aren't like that. Because I've been through that. It's one of the reasons why I like Lana's community so much. I don't get that vibe from anybody there. No one's like closed-minded. No one's ever like lashed out at somebody and been like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah. Go away. Why are you asking me this question? You're an idiot. Like that just doesn't happen there. I've been in communities where that's happened. It's happened to me. And it sucks. It like really messed me up for a while. Because it was done by somebody that I respected. Do you want me to train and slow the work down tenfold? Yeah, it's like funny. It's like when you're at work, it's like, well, do you want this project done next week or next month? In fact, that's how I got in trouble with my current project. I was like the only one who could do it in like a tight timeline. But I ended up having to work nights and weekends on it, which sucked. Burned me out pretty bad. Slowly trying to get back into routines and stuff. Well, I'm sorry that the stream is all about looking at loading bars. I really had intended to do a lot more stuff tonight. But we went off on a tangent trying to do some polish and ended up staring at loading bars all night. But I guess that's part of it. See, this is when like being able to switch to Blender and do something else would probably be helpful, but I don't have any of those skills. Yeah, a few weeks ago, like in November, I got slammed with project. Actually, it was before November because the first part of the project had to be done by November 15th, and I remember it was like 3 weeks. I had 3 weeks to deliver the first phase of the project, and I worked every day, nights and weekends, like 16-hour days. It was brutal. I would get up, I'd get on my computer, I'd work until dinner, I'd break for lunch, I'd break for dinner, I'd go back to work, I'd work until like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd go to sleep, I'd then take the kids to school, and then I would start over. It was brutal. For like 3 weeks, I did that. And I delivered that project, and then we had to do the second phase and then the third phase. And it was like in 2-week increments. So it was like 2 weeks we had to deliver the second phase, and then 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, or 2 weeks after that second phase, we had to deliver the third phase. And that brought us right up into Christmas. Okay. That's all done. So now that that's all imported like that, so if I go to any one of these, let's like pick the mountain, for example, and then jump to this, it should be, okay, this is all good. Then we pick this, this, I think is the same thing. The mesh cart, if we go to here, we go here. Yep, okay. So I think we got all the static meshes in the project. It was like 8,000 meshes. So everything should be static meshes now. So now let's save. Make sure that all commits in case we crash. So we don't have to do that again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to regenerate the lighting. Pro volumes. We're going to regenerate the lighting because now we have updated UVs. Let's do highest performance. See if that like makes it go fast. Got the same index out of range error. I don't think it did anything. Hopefully the lighting will look a little better because of the updated UVs. So we'll let that cook. Actually, while I do that, Emily sent me some new sounds. So let me grab those. Here. Extract. Do this. Oops. Cozy Game Jam, Fmod, Banks, replace, refresh Banks, close. So if I go to the event browser, she gave me placement error. Not exactly what I was looking for, but that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So now, if we go to actually, I think that's on the player. So prefabs, player. We have to look at object manipulator, invalid placement sound. I think it's this one. Which one is it? So it's this one. So we make this invalid placement or placement error. Okay. So that's updated. And then did she give me a new hammer sound? I forget what she said. Placement error. I changed the placement item sound because I didn't like it. And we have a chest building sounds. It seemed like it lasted around 5 seconds. So, oh, that's not what I needed. How did she do it? I thought she was going to do it like the other ones. Emily, what did you do? Chest. Yeah. I was hitting it with the hammer. I could change it so that you have to like hold down while you're building the chest instead of having to hit it 5 times. And then I could use these sounds. We could look at doing it that way. Like you have to hold down the interaction for a certain amount of time for then it to trigger. Which would then mean we'd want some kind of UI to indicate that it's taking progress. I think that might require a change to our interaction system. Because right now it's like, I interact. This is, I want to start interacting, wait for a certain amount of time, and then after that time, actually complete the interaction. Which we can do. In fact, while this is compiling, I'll move this over here. How would we do that in the current system? If I look at our interactable here, this is actually the interface. I think that was the interface. Yeah, it was the interface. Close all tabs. Interaction, we want the interactable here. So we can create a public enum interaction type. We can call it instant. And then we can call it hold. Great, perfect. Okay, and then serialized field, private interaction type. Say header, hold settings, hold duration.